Hello students. Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to discuss about threads and applets. Okay, part 2. The MCQ series we were going on for the object oriented programming in Java. Okay, so let's start our MCQ session today. So you can just check it out, the question for the time being, then try to answer it, then just pause the video, try to answer it, and then you can move ahead to check the answer. Okay, so let's start. Indicate from the following that does not prevent JVM from terminating. Okay, so what is that? It is a diamond thread. Okay, let's move on to our next question. Show the default priority of a thread in Java. So a default proper priority of a thread is norm priority. Okay, so we can have the max and mean priority, okay, also, but the default priority is non priority. So let's move on to our next question, where it asks that which keyword is used to prevent concurrent access to methods in Java. For concurrent access, okay, to prevent it, we use the synchronized keyword. Okay, either at the block level or at the method level. Okay, so let's move on to our next part, our next question, which asks that which one will acquire the lock first when it becomes available if multiple threads are waiting for an object's lock. So try to answer it. It is option number B, that the one which is selected by the thread scheduler. Okay, so that one will acquire the lock first. So let's move on to our next question. Okay, so what's the next question? It asks that the true fact regarding applet life cycle. Okay, so just check once and try to answer. It is what? It is all methods of applet can be overridden by the class which extends applet class. Fine. So let's move on to our next question that asks the purpose of thread local class in Java. So the purpose of thread local class in Java is to ensure that each thread has its own instance of a variable, right? So fine, let's move on to our next one. So which asks that what exception can the sleep is a function with a parameter long millis method throw. So which exception it throws? It is actually interrupted exception. Okay, so let's move on to our next one. The argument to sleep specifies the delay period in which, is it seconds, nanoseconds, micro or milliseconds? It is actually milliseconds, right? So let's move on to our next part, our next question, which asks indicate the security restriction imposed on applets from the following options. So applets have what? They can only access the server from which they were loaded, right? Applets have a good number of restrictions than a standalone Java program. Okay, so let's move on to our next question, which asks the true statement regarding paint method. Okay, so paint method is what? It is inherited in applet class from container class, right? So let's move on to our next one, which asks that the method in applet is called only once when the applet is first loaded. So it is the init method, initialization. Okay, right? Let's move on to our next one that asks the difference between wait and sleep methods. So what happens? Wait method releases the lock while sleep method does not, right? So let's move on to our next question, which asks the purpose of volatile keyword in Java threads. So the purpose of volatile keyword in Java thread is what? It locks the variable So only see it, what does it ensures the visibility of changes to variables across threads. Okay, so that is option number D. Okay, so the purpose of volatile keyword is ensuring visibility of changes to variables across threads. Okay, so this is the next one, which asks that how do you check if a thread is a daemon thread in Java? So the very easy thing is using the isDaemon method. Okay, so that ends our series of MCQs for today. So let's join next day, okay, for some more questions. So stay tuned with our channel. Thank you. Please do subscribe, like, and share with your friends. Thank you. Bye bye.